Hello, I'm Malcolm Duffy and I'd like to read an extract from my new book, Sofa Surfer. The book looks at an area of homelessness that I guess really doesn't get a lot of publicity. It's about the homeless people who move from house to house, from sofa to sofa, called the Sofa Surfers. The story is told from the viewpoint of a 14-year-old boy, Tyler, from West London, and his family move up to Yorkshire. And Tyler is literally a fish out of water. He really doesn't like being up there. So he goes on long walks with his dog. But finally, during the summer holidays, he meets a young girl at the Lido. And slowly but surely, he discovers what this girl is about and why she leads such a strange life. And he discovers that she is, in fact, a sofa surfer. So really, the story looks at both Spider's life and Tyler's life. And I guess deep down, it's all about what home means to us, how for some people, they haven't got a home, and for others they have, but really, they don't really appreciate it until it's gone. So I'd like to read you a sample from the book. I'll read you chapter 1. You never forget the day you lose your home. I lost mine on a Tuesday. I'd be doing maths homework, evaluating exponents, torture. Tyler, shouted Mum. What, I grunted, more to me than her. Tyler, she cried again. Guess it must be dinner, or I've left a shoe lying around somewhere. Not bothered really. Anything that stops maths is good to me. I closed my books, went downstairs and looked in the dining room. Nobody there. No knives or forks or placemats out. Must be something else. We're in here. I dragged myself into the sitting room. As soon as I set foot inside, I knew something wasn't right. For a start, Mum and Dad were sitting squidged together, tight on the sofa, holding hands and smiling. Something they normally only do when they've been drinking. What made it stranger was that they didn't seem relaxed. They were perched right on the edge, as if there was something exciting on TV, which there wasn't. It was Sky TV, with the sound off. Sit down, said Dad. I flopped onto a chair. Tallulah, my little sister, was already sitting cross-legged on the floor. The air was crackling with anticipation. For the first time ever, I realised that the gold clock on the mantelpiece made a ticking sound. What's happened? It's not what's happened, it's what will happen, said Mum, squeezing Dad's hand as they looked at each other, with faces still debating whether to be happy or sad. We're going to move, said Dad. From his voice, from his expression, from his body language, from everything, I got the impression I wasn't going to like what came next. Up north, said Mum. The oxygen level in the room dropped as Tallulah and I took in 2 extra large portions of breath. Up north, said Tallulah. Mum and Dad nodded in unison. The clock on the mantelpiece could not have ticked any louder. Why? I asked. I've been offered a job in Bradford. Where's that? Said Tallulah. Yorkshire. Where's that? Said Tallulah. They clearly weren't big on geography in year 4. It's a big county, up past Gran and Grandad's house. I stared at the TV. The presenter looked as if they were in a fish tank, mouthing silent words. I half expected a banner to appear along the bottom. Breaking news, the Jackson family to leave London. I'd once got hit smack in the face by a ball in the playground. My parents' announcement was comparable to this. Tick, tock. Over the last few months, I'd heard them talking about properties and job opportunities and stuff like that, but that's all I thought it was. Talk. Didn't for one second think the talk would actually turn into anything meaningful, like action. Mum and Dad aren't exactly the intrepid type. Dad's an accountant. His big love is golf, which is also his big hate, judging by the look on his face when he comes back. Mum works in HR, which I think is where you deal with people who hate their jobs. So why did they have to go and do something vaguely adventurous? Well, say something, said Mum. But it's hard to find words when your brain's out of order. I finally found one, hiding in the corner. When? Mum took a deep breath. Your dad starts work in 3 months. I'm going to find a new job. In the meantime, we'll start searching for a new home. Tick, tock. But we've got a home. Mum and Dad swapped looks as if to say, who's going to take this one? Mum stepped up to the plate. Tyler, your dad's been given a great opportunity. We're both really stressed out working in London. It'll be a new start for all of us. Also, the air quality here is not getting any better. It'll do my asthma the world of good getting out of town. And we'll be nearing Gran and Grandad in Derby. She'd obviously been working on that list. And then there's the crime, she continued. What crime? It's all around us. A boy got stabbed in Richmond last week. 3 stops away in the tube, big deal. It was a pretty big deal for his parents. Mum gets worked up about stuff like that. Even cries at the news sometimes. Where will we live? Said Tallulah. We'll find somewhere nice, said Mum. smiling at Dad for support. Maybe a village somewhere. A village, I spat, with as much disgust as I could muster. Or a small town. I don't want to go. Lots of families move. Lots of families stay put. I want to stay here. Dad looked at Mum as if to say, told you you'd be a nightmare. We've got to give it a chance. But I didn't want to give Yorkshire a chance. I didn't want to give anywhere a chance. I wanted to stay here, where I live. I'd heard enough, got to my feet and stomped towards the door. Tyler, exclaimed Mum, we haven't finished. But I had. Went upstairs as noisily as I could, kicked open the door to my room, swept all my maths books off my desk and fell backwards onto my bed. How could they do this to me? I've got everything I want here. Everything. My squad, Ben, Asher, Tom, Lucas, Reggie, Mason, Brentford FC, a bus ride away, a school I don't hate anywhere near enough to want to leave, and last but not least, I've got London, the city with a squillion things to do, the place everyone wants to move to. So what do? Leave it for some crumbling village up north. I put my hand against the wall. I don't think it's possible to love a wall, but I love this one, and the three I couldn't quite reach, and the bedroom door, and the floor, and the windows, and the ceiling. It wasn't the greatest house in the world, but I suddenly realised how much it meant to me. It was part of my life. A picture popped up in my mind, me in the hall, in a Moses basket, 1 day old. It's the only home I've ever known. I took my hand off the wall and put it to my face. The cool felt good. My face was burning. Didn't think I could get emotional over a house, but that's what the news had done to me. Tears began to escape. They didn't want to go to Yorkshire either. They wanted to stay here where they belonged. But I knew deep down it wasn't going to happen. I'd seen the looks on Mum and Dad's faces. They'd made their minds up. We were leaving. That's chapter 1, and hopefully you can enjoy the rest of the book. Thank you.